Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today, I visit the Youngstown Model Railroad Association's open house, and Beth joins me in the kitchen. We bake frosted cranberry cookies. But first, Christmas trees galore at the Hermitage Historical Society. I am here with Rod McAdams. He's the treasurer of the Hermitage Historical Society, and we're at the Stewart House. And this is a must-visit place if you are a Christmas aficionado. Over 30 trees.
30 trees, plus the mantles and the fireplaces.
And 3 floors. 3 floors. So get ready to do some touring. And how long have you been hosting? This is a fundraiser for
We've
the
been
society.
25 years, only about 23 of doing the actual whole house tours.
I mean, this is a lot. You don't do this all yourself.
No, we have help.
And you have different people that sponsor
Right.
and decorate the trees.
Yes.
So each tree is numbered to identify who decorates the trees.
The ones who put the decorations on.
Who puts up all these trees and lights them?
Gerald Kolka and his wife Brenda put them all
Wow.
up with the lights on and then get the people come in and decorate. So it takes them about 4 weeks.
I was going to say, when did you start that? And how do you find the volunteers?
They usually sign up. Now this year we'll be taking people's name for next year.
Right.
And then we have things on Facebook and they call.
And then do they encourage, different themes of each tree?
Yeah, this year it's Holiday Delights.
Holiday Delights. Oh, that's the theme of the house.
Yes. So the trees should follow that theme.
All right.
They don't
so
all.
this is a holiday delight.
Yes.
This is, pearls and
Pinks and
snowflakes
mauves, I
and
guess you
pinks
call it.
and mauves, and it's beautiful. That takes a lot of time to decorate a tree. And, you're lucky to have people that want to be involved
Right.
every year.
some people need encouragement, but others just love to do it. Some do it every year.
The Stewart House didn't have a lot of their original furnishings.
Basically, it was.
So, look, we're allowed to sit on the furniture here, which is pretty cool.
We try to get furniture of the period.
Right.
We call this an 1880s parlor.
This is right off the front door, so this would be where, I guess they greeted their guests
Right.
initially. And, this is just stunning. And people just look for things of that era, and you do, and that's how you
That's
keep
how we
furnishing
furnishing,
it.
and yes.
And you always take donations, right?
We always take donations, monetary or pieces that are period to the house.
Because, this is really
We take a lot of
room.
accessions, but we kind of be picky. We're not a storehouse.
And we do have the owners right behind us that built this home.
Robert and Mary Ann Hoagland. Stewart built the house in 1869, and they only had one child that lived to maturity. 2 had passed away, so we might have the Ghostbusters.
We might. They're probably still here.
They do come through. They do come through.
You think this is haunted?
I don't, but the Ghostbusters do. They feel the orb and the vibes.
So they've been through?
They've been through. They get their cameras, and I don't feel it. So my wife and I have slept here, and we don't.
Really? It's like the Lincoln bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
You and your wife have slept.
We did a flea market, and we set up at 7 in the morning, so sometimes we stay over, And
Wow. So we got to check out that bed.
Yeah, it
it
is.
must be comfortable.
we got new mattress of us.
Okay. So this is the double bed where Rod and his wife slept. So I'm going to call this the McAdams bedroom.
We call this the Shook bedroom.
Okay.
My bedroom is down the hall, but they turned it into a sitting room. They didn't want it to be called Rod's bedroom.
Well, this is really something. It is. Look how little it is.
Yeah.
Everybody slept in double beds. Everybody was smaller then. Could you imagine now?
Yeah.
But another, 3 trees and the garland.
Yeah, these are arches. We have 3 arches, and they're very unique.
They really are beautiful. Well, you got me up here to the 3rd floor. Let me tell you.
I got an auction tank. Let her rest.
I need a little break. But this tree, you've had it.
We've had it since 9/11.
Wow.
And of course, we've added to it, made it a little bigger, but It's up all year round, and
These are all the people that have served or are currently serving from
local
the
and those who
area.
passed, yes.
Wow. And it stays up all year long.
All year round for, what, 22 years?
Wow, that's beautiful. It really is. I can't believe you got trees all the way up here. I mean, these people that decorated the trees, God love them.
Oh, yeah.
They probably
These were
did it
young
in
people.
one
These were
trip.
young people. The Dairy Princess.
Right, it's beautiful. So this house is an actual replica of a Hermitage home,
Correct.
the Frampton House. And is this house still standing?
This house is still standing out on Frampton Road in Hermitage.
And did he build it himself?
The replica was built by her husband when he retired from Chicago Bridge and Iron, probably about 1980. So
Wow, he must have been a pretty handy guy. And it looks just like their house, I
yeah,
guess.
it's a little bit different. I mean, the rooms are basically to size, and he had electric in it. We don't have the electric functional, but
It is amazing. I mean, there's just so much here. I am astounded.
yeah, people walk through and they go through the second time and they say,
I
yes.
missed it the first time. Is this the Barbie
Barbie
tree?
tree.
I want a Barbie tree. I have all these Barbie ornaments and I don't know what to do with them.
There you go.
I'm gonna steal this. I mean, you get so many good ideas, don't you think?
Yeah, he does come up with a lot of ideas. His mind works on it all year, we say.
I mean, and every year, every tree is different.
Different. Maybe, yeah, he'll try to switch them around, put the tall trees here, and
Wow, I mean, this is mind-blowing, actually. I had no idea. I'm thinking, oh, they decorated the house a little bit for Christmas. You have 30,
It's really-
over
yeah.
30 trees. It's beautiful, it really is. Well, I still love that we can sit on the furniture.
Yes,
in
we
here.
do.
That's really cool. And you've got to come out and see this. It is absolutely amazing. And I love that it changes every year.
every year.
Nothing stays the same. You know, there might be the same trees, but all the decor and all the arrangements are different. And really, you could get a really nice taste of, you know, the history.
Everyone
here
can
in
do a
Hermitage.
tree. We put the tree up. Casey, you can come in and decorate it, and we'll call
Yeah,
it
I'll have
the
to get a Casey
tree.
Malone tree. Yeah, what would my theme be? Oh, don't say
I
it.
won't tell.
I know what you're going to say. And you can see the map, and this is an annual event, and I'm telling you, it's worth the trip. Go to their Facebook page, and you'll get all the details. Rod, I really appreciate it. Thank
Appreciate
you.
you coming. Thank you, Casey.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
We are getting close. Scaba Camp is almost here. A year-round destination for adults with disabilities and their families to get away, close to home. Accessible to all, with no barriers. Donate now to GABA Camp. Help others to enjoy this unique recreational destination. For adults with disabilities and their families to enjoy an accessible camping experience. Donate to GABA Camp. Giving is living.
The Komara Jewelers Snowfall promotion is back. If it snows 4 inches or more on Christmas Day, anything you buy between December 4th and December 17th is free. So if you're already planning on buying something special, be sure to stop by December 4th through December 17th, where just 4 inches of snow or more on Christmas Day will get your money back and your jewelry free.
And yes, snow dances are allowed. Brianna's been doing hers all week.
Get real, get Kamara.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid. Well, look who is joining me in the kitchen again. Remember my friend Beth Keating? She cooked some pumpkin cookies for us earlier, and she is the administrative coordinator at Yellow Brick Place. And she helps out, you know, all the men and women in our region.
Yes.
that are, you know, going through cancer treatment. And I mean, that's a great organization.
It
that
really
you're
is.
with there.
It's a very, very rewarding, great place to be.
And tell me about this recipe. I love that there's fresh cranberries in it.
It is. It's a refreshing, kind of a tart, sweet cookie. Easy to make, and that's a lot when you have everything going on at Christmas time and trying to fit in the cookie along with it. To have something that you could just put together, as you'll see today, very easily, and with the brown buttered frosting.
I know, that's
on
a
the
little
cookie.
different. And so these are called frosted cranberry drop cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And we are gonna get making them. Let's go over the ingredients, and then I'm putting Beth to work. For this recipe, you'll need 1 stick of unsalted butter softened, 1 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup packed brown sugar, 1/4 cup whole milk, 1 large egg, 2 tablespoons of orange juice, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 2.5 cups of chopped fresh or frozen cranberries, and 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Okay, I put out my stand mixer for you.
Alrighty, we'll see what we come up with here. We're gonna add the sugar.
The butter and the sugar.
We'll want the brown sugar also.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna cream.
Yeah, what, 3, 4, 5 minutes? Perfect. Medium?
Yeah, medium speed to start so that everything doesn't fly all over. And then you can just pick it up a little bit, and you just want it to cream in here nicely.
Ooh, you gotta keep that nice and low, huh?
Yes, so that doesn't splatter out of there.
The egg, the orange juice, that's a nice addition.
Well, especially the fresh. You squeezed it fresh this morning.
Yes,
so
I
that
did.
makes it even better.
And then milk, the whole milk.
Yeah, that's the key a lot of times with these recipes. We so often use, you know, 1% skim, something
And
like
that
that.
doesn't give it
and
the
when
body.
you're baking with it, it just does not give.
Baking is a science.
Well,
All right, so I'm gonna
unfortunately.
mix these dry ingredients together. The sugar, the salt, the baking powder, and the baking soda. And, because we gotta get ready to add the dry ingredients.
I think it's good. We could just start to add the flour a little bit at a time then.
All right.
Yeah, get one of your dry ones. I'll slow this down.
Yeah, we don't want the flour
No.
burst. So usually you would do this by hand, but because this mixer has, what, a stir
It has
feature?
a stir feature on it, so we're just gonna
So
put this
I
right in.
chop these in like my little mini, you know, chopper, and it really smells good.
Smells nice, and it just, here you go.
We're gonna add all of it. This is
Yeah,
2.5
don't miss any.
cups. And you know, now this is the time of year to make these cookies. I think they'd be better fresh than the frozen ones. And of course, the cranberry is the star right now. Cranberries and
So I'm just gonna
Chestnuts.
move this just a little bit and see, like I say, it has a stir feature.
okay, so now go ahead.
Just add that, yeah, the walnuts in,
Okay, the walnuts.
and that's about it. We'll just
Okay.
scrape it back
so
from
let's
there.
scrape this down. And,
And it incorporated it well. It mixed
Perfect.
it really good.
so I have preheated the oven to 350, and we'll be back with the scooping. Now, do they flatten a lot,
Not
or
really.
they stay?
Pretty much stay. They'll stay just like this.
Okay.
And then we can do one of two things. I brought the knife, and we can spread frost them, or you can just dip them down in the frosting.
Well, let's see. We'll see which one looks better.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very exciting. All right, 20 cookies are going in 12 to 15 minutes. We'll keep an
Yeah, you
eye
can
on
check
them
and see.
at about 12.
And they're not going to really spread too much. They should kind of retain pretty much their shape. So
These
you know.
look delicious.
We are getting our butter ready for the frosting for the cookie. So when the cookie comes out, we'll decide one way or the other if we like to dip it or if we like to spread the frosting, whatever. But right now, it takes about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more.
Oh, I see. You just
It's
want
just
it
like
brown.
a little bit of golden.
Right.
I would add a little bit
Little at a
too
time.
first, so we get started, and so I don't throw it all over you.
There you go.
See how it's sort of a brown color?
Right. Should I add the vanilla yet?
Yeah, we can add the vanilla at the beginning. And you know what? Go ahead and add in all of it, and we will get that going, and then we'll just add a little bit of water as we see
Yes,
needed.
because I want to know what the consistency should be.
Yeah, and that's what you'll find, but we'll get, see, this is
cool.
crazy. Okay, and then let's add a little bit of water to that, because we need to break it
Now
down
this is
out of
hot
our
water
dust.
from the tap. There we go. Oh, cookies are done.
The cookies
I'll
are
grab
done.
those. Well, Jelaine always shows up when there's cookies and all kind of sweets or anything. You just like to
I
come.
just show up.
You know, not for the work. She doesn't even stay for the cleanup. But when she heard Beth was coming, she was not going to miss Beth's cookies because they are outstanding.
And I love cranberries.
You are going to love these. And before we frost them, I think we should try my palm lime drink. It's vodka pomegranate juice and a little orange liqueur, lime juice, and club soda. They're festive.
Cheers.
Good.
Happy
Cheers.
holidays.
Good.
Happy holidays.
It's really
Merry
it's nice and
Christmas.
refreshing.
Very good.
So what do you think the proper technique is? We tried one, and I think they're cooled now that we'll be able to do it.
Yes.
So what do you think, Beth?
I think we should spread them, just because you want to give yourself, when you dunk that in there, it's not, the consistency, as you'll
Isn't
see,
as
is a
right.
little thicker. It's
and you
not
could
like
lose
a-
half the cookie.
Yeah, really. It kind of binds together and forms up. So you're able
Let
to
me
just
try
take
this.
it. Yep.
Okay, so if I go like,
Kind of bring them down.
ooh, bring it down,
There
bring
you
it
go.
down, bring it down.
Just like you butter bread.
That's it.
I think that's a bit much.
Well,
Well, it just
But you know
depends
what?
on who you are, because
There
some
you are.
people
You know
like
what?
it.
Here.
Yep.
You guys go to work. I'm gonna. I got to try out the fruits of our labor. That is really good. Look how pretty. So go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and Beth's frosted cranberry drop cookies will be there, and also my palm lime cocktail. And these are going to be beautiful this season, and you saw how easy they were to make.
And they freeze.
And they freeze well, but not frosted. Do the frosting after they're frozen, right?
Yes.
All right. So go to my website, Beth. Always a pleasure to have
Thank you so much.
You're adorable.
Thank you.
And Mommy, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Well, I'm going to get in on
Cheers,
that.
girls.
Cheers.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Yeah, it's Christmas time. Oh, peace and joy, I hope you find.
We welcome you to experience the wonder and merriment of the season at the Arms Family Museum for memories of Christmas past, a Mahoning Valley tradition.
The perfect gift. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, the best food in the valley. For every $50 you spend on gift cards, you get a free $10 bonus card. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, Route 224 in Boardman, and their new location on Route 46 in Howland. The Boardman, Texas Roadhouse has teamed up with GABA Camp
to host a Dine and Donate to benefit those with special needs.
We love the Boardman, Texas Roadhouse. Thank you. Giving is living.
Bruce is the treasurer of the Youngstown Model Railroad Association. And I am embarrassed to say, Bruce, that I've never been down here.
Well, we're glad to have you.
And this is fascinating. I mean, there is a whole other world down here. And you're open, of course, this is a perfect time right before Christmas. How long has this been in existence, this club?
The club has been in existence since 1957. A group put an ad in the paper, anybody interested, they got together. They met in people's homes for a while, and then our first permanent home was in the old New York Central Station on Wilson Avenue at the corner of Wilson and Himrod, and then the railroad closed the station, and we moved out of there to the Eagles building in Youngstown on Fifth Avenue. And YSU bought it and wanted to tear it down, so we had to move again. So we came here in '77, and we had the layout up in '78. So
I mean, this is the perfect place. I mean, this whole area is basically your own world,
right?
Your own creation of kind of Youngstown.
Kind of Youngstown, yeah. We were very generic originally, and then some years ago, 25, 30 years ago, we decided to put the city of Youngstown in. So we did research on it, which for me was interesting. I moved here from Pittsburgh and never knew Youngstown when it was the vibrant downtown it was. So I did a lot of research down at the library on what businesses were downtown, and then we built the center of Youngstown. So we have the Central Tower, the Palace Theater, the Realty Building, Mahoney Bank, Todd Hotel's still there.
The Todd, I saw that.
With the marquee where Kennedy addressed
everybody. And then the mills, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the amusement park, it's amazing, the detail. Why are you so interested in trains? Like, what is your fascination?
Well, I got interested in trains when I was a kid. I got a Lionel train set for Christmas. And so I've had interested in the Lionel, and then I moved to HO, and just fascinated with the model version and the real version.
And where does your talent lie when it comes to this kind of stuff? Like, are you more of the train, the electricity, or
I work more
the
on
sets?
more on the scenery, doing buildings or the scenery. I built a church, the drive-in theater, a couple other buildings right off the top of my head. Some of the ones I built are gone because we changed. Although the layout stays the same, we change things from time to time. So buildings that were here years ago, they're gone, and they're replaced by new buildings, so it looks a little bit different.
And then you have to figure out to make it to scale.
Right. Well, some of it comes from kits. You can buy a kit in HO scale, and you can build it. So some ones are built just like the kit is. Other ones, you have to take them and make them bigger. Like our steel mill complex, nobody makes a kit this big. So we started with a kit for our coke ovens, and then the members who worked in the steel industry, they went and actually rebuilt more to make it a bigger coke thing.
Look, this is amazing. I mean, I just can't believe the detail in this.
And we've tried to put little bits of Youngstown in, like this is from an actual gate that used to go to the steel mill in Youngstown. We have the matching picture down here to show where it came from, so that was scratch built to do that. Our mill is automated. You can see the pores coming out of the steel mill, and we have the ladles moving. We have the hot ingots being pulled out, and at the end we have a coil line. So, and the guys who worked on this, they lived this. They were in the steel mill every day in their jobs.
So they knew exactly.
And they knew exactly what they wanted to do.
What is your favorite scene?
It all depends on who you are. I mean, I like the mill, and because it shows part of Youngstown. I've always liked what we did in the city of Youngstown, so people could relate to that.
Yeah.
The Farmore was still here. People used to come down and go, "That's Daddy's office," and they poured the building that we call the Strauss Building.
Yeah.
They say, of course, a lot of people like the amusement park. They like our roller coaster, which actually operates when it's not too dusty, and we just put in a operating drive-in theater.
Well, you may recognize Craig. He is also a member of this great club. And what is your fascination with the trains?
Honestly, it's ever since I was a kid. I went golfing with my father when we were young, and when the golf course that I was at, there was trains that rolled by all day long, so we would go watch the trains after we played golf while we had lunch, and it just made our way into model trains as I grew up, and here we are.
So you came here at like 11 or 12 years old. You started hanging out at this place.
In the days before all the trains had sound built in them. That we had our own little sound machine, and I was always the one that was blowing the horn and ringing the bells, and that was just kind of brought me into the club. And the president at the time allowed me to kind of keep coming in and getting myself acquainted with the members, and by the time I was old enough, I became a junior member, and now I'm here.
What kind of setup do you have personally?
I have nothing at home. This
Why?
is my layout.
This is amazing, though.
I did build a little bit with my father growing up, but we just never had the time to maintain it, and it was more fun to come down
it
here.
really is. This is serious.
Oh yeah.
This is a serious commitment.
Yeah, we're here on Tuesdays and Fridays as a club throughout the course of the year. We're not just open. We're open to the public this time of the year, but we're here all year long. That's what we're doing, all the scenery work and the electronic work, and we just come down and have fun.
What is your specialty?
Well, I was never a very detail-oriented person when I first came down here, so I was always like enthralled by all the small little details. So I started making a scavenger hunt list, which you have in your hand.
I know,
and
this
so
is
this is like the new
interesting.
thing now. We started it about 5, 6, 7 years ago. I don't even know at this point. But because I never remembered all the little things, I said, why don't we do that for the members or the guests who are coming down? Because that allows them to really get a fine-tuned
really pay
detail.
attention.
Yeah, absolutely. So
what's my prize if I find all these things?
you get the honor of knowing you found everything on the list.
Yeah. What is your favorite scenario? What do you really like?
I like the yard, the big yard where all the trains go in and out of. It reminds me of my days going out rail fanning, and one of my buddies kind of lives really close to the yard in PA. So we would go watch the trains come in and out and change their engines and everything else. So that's my favorite spot, is the big yard.
Now, if there's other enthusiasts and they really want to get, other train parts and stuff, you guys have flea markets and stuff like that?
Yeah, we sponsor a flea market where members buy tables, but anybody else can buy a table to sell some of their merchandise. But we're open obviously to the public too, for people to come and buy all these different train parts and cars. And
because people probably need so much advice.
And question and answer is really easy too. So that's one of the, besides the open house that we hold here, that's one of our other big money-making events for the club too.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.